guys are okay?
Sure.
And this movie apparently got much more of an audience and viewership than I would have guessed, being that I hadn't heard of it, and it didn't sound like a film that anybody had ever heard of in movie night. And it wasn't particularly high budget, but it was also not, completely low budget either. It was kind of like between, like really, it wasn't like the low budget good bad we're used to, but it also was not like typical Hollywood caliber. But they did have some competent acting in it and some really terrible acting as well, which sometimes is a good mix, And this was about a gang of lesbian cheerleaders who end up killing people. Mm-hmm. Because they end up at war with like the football squad, and they're one of the cheerleader crew turns out to be a witch, which I guess was introduced in the story much earlier than I realized, because in my mind it looked like all of a sudden shit turned supernatural like 40 minutes into the film, when it really wasn't there before. But I think that was really the first part, when they started showing like this stones all lit up, and it was kind of like Marvel Universe shit, like there's these infinity stones, and whoever has the power is going to be able to fuck shit up. And like the top jock is trying to get all the infinity stones, and they end up having to defeat him. And it's I mean, yeah, I was pretty out of it by that point too, but I found it sufficiently entertaining. And sometimes by like the third movie in the night, I'm just happy if the audio is something I can hear. This case, I could hear the audio, but the infuriating part is if you turn the audio up loud enough to hear the dialogue, and you could turn it up and actually hear the dialogue, and the sound quality wasn't so bad that you couldn't make it out no matter how loud it was. Even if you have like, you're hearing like background static to the point where it's too loud or whatever. Wasn't that. But if you had it loud enough to the point where you can reasonably hear the dialogue, it's going to kick in with music that's like so fucking loud it's going to shake the fucking house, and you have to turn it down like over halfway from where it's at during the dialogue to get it within reasonable boundaries. Like they went fucking crazy with the disparity on volume between like action and dialogue. It's like, it's not as bad as a Christopher Nolan film. That guy is an absolute fucking failure. However he
Tenet.
Tenet was so bad on that. It was like, it was a fucking prank,
I feel like he threw that movie, but I digress.
Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.